Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. Now during the summer we spent time on the south coast of Wales for a DMM sponsored rescue weekend. This is a course that teaches people vital rope work and rescue skills. On today's show we find out the story behind this event, why it was set up and how tragedy gave birth to something pretty amazing.
Drawing's something I've done all of my life. I a bit like Jonathan always climbed, I always draw. I don't really sort of question it. But I do love to draw activity and people who are fully engaged in what they're doing rather than posing. And of course climbers are very involved in what they're doing. They're not aware of me. They're also very beautiful to look at. They're physically very fit and move easily and make lovely movements. So that's one of the attractions for coming here as well. But also to be amongst Jonathan's friends who have all kept in contact, and I really enjoy that side of it as well. I'm Frankie Woods and we're at Bosherson Cliffs, which is where my son Jonathan, commonly known as Woody, used to love to come and climb. He had unfortunately a fatal accident here 7 years ago. Climbing was Jonathan's passion. It was all he ever wanted to do really, and he came to this area over a 20-year period and absolutely loved it.
My name's Gilly MacArthur and I work freelance now for DMM, and we're in our van today in Pembrokeshire. How did I meet Woody? I fancied Woody. That's how we met. No, I met him through friends. I moved to Bristol from Chamonix actually, and there was a whole bunch of us used to all hang out together. So Woody was really good friends with a bunch of climbers that I met, and so through him I actually met my husband. So Woody and I knew each other for about 5 years, I think, 5 or 6 years maybe, before the accident. And so we climbed together. We used to come down here almost every weekend in the summertime and all go climbing together.
My name's Trevor Messiah. I am a MIA climbing coach, and I live in Spain but was based in Pembrokeshire for 20 years. The day that Woody had his accident, it was one of those classic, building up to one of those classic weekends. It was one of the first sort of good weather forecasts. I think I was climbing with Tim Emmett that day. We were, I think, sitting at Huntsman's Leap, and Woody turned up with his girlfriend Vix. Vix and Woody headed off to Bosherton Head. We were going to follow on and do a route there as well. So I think Tim abseiled in first, and I was just about to head down the abseil rope when we heard the noise of rockfall and screaming. So Tim shouted that I should head over to the top of the crag. So I went back up, went to the top of the crag. I could see Tim below and he could direct me to where I needed to be, and I could see and hear that it was a serious incident. So I ran back over, grabbed the abseil rope and quickly rigged up an abseil where I needed to be, and abseiled in and could see that Woody had been seriously injured by rockfall. I quickly rigged up a chest harness and then G-Mod back up, having fixed him to the end of the rope, and then rigged up a hoist and got Woody up to the cliff top and Vix fairly quickly, certainly within sort of 35-40 minutes. He was at the top of the crag. There was an ambulance there already and a helicopter, so he was away in the helicopter probably within 45 minutes. So we assumed that when we went to the hospital later that all would be good, and when we went to the hospital he was in the operating theatre and it was all good, and we thought that we would have a good result. And in the end, several hours later we found out that wasn't the case, that Woody had unfortunately lost his life.
Woody's death really brought it home to us how we, as a group of friends, probably didn't know enough about rescuing. We were all really competent trad climbers, but we realised quite quickly that there's a really big difference between being a good trad climber and being good at rope skills. So you can be climbing E3s, E4s, E5s, whatever number, but actually not knowing how to set up a belay system or a pulley system and that kind of thing. And that had quite a big effect on all of us.
Woody's mum, Frankie, gave me some money from his estate after his death, and I wanted to do something useful with that money. So what I did was decide to come up with these rescue courses to pay it forward, really, so that people that didn't have any rescue skills could come on a course for free and learn how to just do some simple basic skills, really, so that if something did happen on the cliffs, they really could stand a good chance of sorting it out safely, rather than just sitting and waiting for a rescue, when often there's a lot of things that people can do to solve a problem, or get someone to the top of the crag and maybe get them in the ambulance or in the helicopter just that little bit quicker, which could in the end really make a big difference to the result. Hopefully getting someone in an ambulance and off to the hospital within that kind of magical sort of 50 minutes, 45-50 minutes, can be a big difference to the outcome. Woody would probably say, drink more beer and go climbing, mate.
Thank you to everyone who helped put that show together. And on the next show, we're going to look about the event itself and what we all got up to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.